Hello and welcome everybody, I am one proud Bavarian and this is CK2, the Scourge of God. Now, we are a Khan now, it doesn't really matter and you will see why in a second. I have 18 minutes recorded where we start on the map looking as you were used to it at the end of the last episode. And then I did some stuff that I can explain retrospectively, what I did there and why I did it and how I did it. But let me tell you, and there was a pain. I installed no hassles vassals because I thought like that should speed everything up, right? But it made a mistake. It made it so that all the baronies were constantly just kept under my supervision and made it impossible for me to hand out with the mod because, well, I was tribal and I still am tribal, by the way. We already settled here in this timeline. So I had to hand it out manually, and instead of doing that on camera, instead of like coming back on that, I just thought like, you know what, I'm gonna save you the 17-18 minutes that I've already recorded where nothing happens. Instead I'm gonna show you the end results of our migration, and I hope that you are okay with it. Let's talk first religion. You can already see I chose a Muslim religion. It is the Madite religion. I did hold an impromptu advisory poll and I did not go with the main result of that. The main result would have been Tengrism, and we could have reformed it because we held 3 out of 4 anyway, 3 out of 4 that you need. This one is the 4th. I could have won that in a single war. The thing is just like CK2, the Scourge of Selanik, first of all, isn't really the kind of dude, like he's not the big name, you know, in Tengrism. He's not a person that has ambitions to reform it. He's also cynical anyway. And then, secondly, like Tengrism, when you settle, that's just lazy. That's just stupid. Nobody should settle and be Tengri. Let me tell you, that's just ridiculous. But at the end of the day, I chose Madite because I think Madite is, in the world that is around us, which obviously you couldn't constantly look at as I did, the world that is around us, it is the best choice to go with. It's the most ambitious, the most interesting one. So let's take a look at the flavor text. The Madites believe that the Messiah, or Mahdi, has already risen and given his commandments that clarify the Quran such that no other interpretation is valid. They are led by their own caliphate of successors to the Mahdi. Well, and who shall we name our Mahdi? I wonder. It's of course Buland the Ogre's Marauder. Now our Buland and then Inar the Vengeful as well were both possessed. Somebody suggested we should treat this as the possession of Buland's spirit taking over Yapku Inar II and, you know, spreading forth the will of Buland. But I think that CK2, and he is cynical, so he's using religion for his gains. But I think, you know, obviously his family knows of Islam. Islam has existed for like, what, like 400 years at this point? He knows about it, he knows the strengths and the weaknesses, you know, he's learned to a certain degree, as they are all learned. And I think he thinks, hey, I can use that. People follow me and never question my authority, even if we settle, as long as they believe that I am the son of the Mahdi. And then that Mahdi will lead to me being in a position of absolute power. And, you know, as a cynical person, he kind of just used it. He may be cruel and a drunkard, or rather, he may be a drunkard, but he's also cruel. And at the end of the day, it's just a power play for him. So we've become Madite, and in the greatest scheme of the world, that actually does a lot of things for us. So, the main branch of Islam at this point is Ismaili. Ismaili, let's read it out. The Ismailis believe that when the sixth Imam, when the 6th Imam, Jafar al-Sadiq, died, his true successor was not Musa al-Kazim, as the others believe, but in fact was the already dead Ismail and his son Muhammad. The line of Ismail has been in hiding for years, but now has emerged to reclaim the caliphate. So, the idea here is that Khalifa al-Hakim II, the proselytizer of the Al-Fatimid dynasty, is, you know, the descendant of Ismail, and because of that, has a right to rule. We have the Karmati, on the other hand. The Karmati are a heresy of the Ismailis. The Karmatians are an extreme splinter sect of Ismaili Islam and believe that there are 7 ages of man, each with a new religion and prophet, and the final age is approaching. They believe that the rest of the Ismailis have lost the faith and that Muhammad, son of Ismail, is still in hiding, waiting to return as the Mahdi. So the idea is, they say they are the chosen line to rule. They say the chosen line will come at some point, and we say we are the chosen line. I think this gives us a really nice pretense to invade stuff down here, to invade stuff up there. I think this is just like a lovely kind of place to be in, you know, can do so many things with that. I thought about Messalian. Messalian is very interesting. I would love to do a proper Messalian playthrough. For example, here in Hike, you start as Apostolic, but, you know, turning to an East Syriac heresy and then going Messalian and worshipping Lucifer alongside God. I think that's a pretty decent playthrough. But for the time being, I don't think it would be fitting, and I don't think it would be fitting of what, you know, this playthrough could do. I also did think about other Christian theologies, you know, or denominations rather. For example, I thought about Bogomalist, I thought about Fraticelli, that sort of stuff, but I don't think any of that is interesting enough to warrant picking it. You know, we migrated here, and we had to kind of unite the feeling that we did worship, well, not so good sides of the Tengri belief, though, you know, Alec has a positive and a negative side. We just focused on the negative side. And as that stands, I do believe that Khan Tutush, the Scourge of God of Shelanik, which is just Thessalonica, I assume, in a Turkish or a Turkic language. And with all that being said, I think he just came down here and kind of united the belief of Islam that, you know, he encountered. I mean, the Bulgars are Muslim as well, that he encountered as well. And he united it with the belief that his father was essentially all-powerful. He was known as the Ogus Marauder, you know, as the absolute destroyer of worlds, if you want to go further with that. But people misinterpreted it. Instead of destroying it, he just saved them. And at the same time, we do not just claim heritage to Islam, we also claim heritage to Macedon. That's right, we settled where Pellas once was, the, well, capital until Alexander. I think he put it to Babylon? I think that was the actual Aegeid Empire's, the, you know, the Alexandrian Empire's capital. But we settled in the original place, and we kind of claim heritage to the greatest empire of the world. You know, screw the Romans. The Greeks is where it is at, believe you me. Now, what are we going to do? Let me tell what we are going to do. What do you mean tribal lands? Oh, now what we're going to do is it took me like 10 minutes. I gave out all these baronies to these people, and here we are. They do not hate me anymore. We are no longer over our domain size. I got a lot of piety from that I didn't originally meant to have, but I mean, it's whatever. We are lacking money, and our money supply is mostly depending on how much we can pillage here. But other than that, what this enables me to do is actually adopt feudalism, which means that we are now an Iktar. Who are you? All special event troops. I guess you get them if you transition. That's okay. We're now an Iktar place. So, it's the Muslim sort of feudalism. And we have overcome everything standing in our way. And all of our vassals obviously are also Iktar because I gave them Iktar holdings. Now let's talk about what we did with the tribal or the nomadic lands. So in HIP, when you know, settle as a tribe, your vassals shortly become independent, and each of one gets a notification of, hey, do you want... Wait a minute, I have to test something. You like me? No, you don't. Yes, man. Alright, now yes, man is turned off. Good. I needed yes, man to hand all of this over. Don't worry about it, okay? It's just I had to prepare this scenario. And then, so what it is, essentially, they get a choice. Do they want to settle with you? If so, they become your vassal again and settle. Or do they not want to settle with you? Now, as you know, I had no interest in any of this land. So what I did was, I let all of this run free. I granted it independence with the help of Yes Man before we ever even settled, so that they would never get the choice, because if they get the choice of settling, they will, and I saw this most of the time, say yes, and I'm a big enemy of that. They should not say yes to that. It's an issue. I don't want these people to be tribal. I want a big nomadic forefront. But then in Russia, I gave them a choice. Now, don't ignore this feudal stuff. He was feudal before we even took him over. This is not my doing. He just was feudal all the time. But I made these people decide. Some of them decided to, you know, for example, he is a vassal of this dude who became independent. Some of them did settle, however. For example, these people did. I granted them independence after that. I also lost the revolt on purpose. That was already ongoing in the last episode against the Slavs here. And we now have some Slavs there. We got some Orthodox here. We got more Slavs down right here. We got some Tengri worshippers, so on and so forth. He loves me because I gave him freedom. Don't worry about it, mate. The most important part is all of this is free now. And we have a nice balance between nomadic and settled land, you know, tribal land. We, on the other hand, are now Iktar land. And as you can see, we also brought some people. We get a decent amount of people now living with us here that are Madite and Ogus, while the rest, of course, stays in their own school of orthodoxy. And that is fine. Somebody pointed out, hey, you should max out your population so that all of the land here actually gets Madite and Ogus. I don't think we were enough people to actually settle all of this land and make it ours. So we're going to slowly convert that. Is that Romanians? Apparently. Interesting. Don't know what they're doing down here, but that's fine. So these are our borders right now. We're gonna have some fun with this. I hope that after this ages-long explanation, we can finally start and play. Because this will be the roleplay section of this playthrough. We are in a precarious situation. We conquered a decent chunk of land and weakened the Basileia Romaeon, so much so that they only have 700 troops left. Well, we have no troops when it comes to our actual levy, as they are still recovering everywhere. You can see that right here. As they are still recovering, and that will take like 2 decades or so. We live off the land. We do not really have an income from our vassals. You know, the whole vassal structure is yet to be organized, kind of. So I think that, all things considered, while we are ICTA and everything, it's, you know, it takes some time to get used to that. So for, I think it's like 20 years, right? It's a pretty tough one. 1092, fucking hell, it's 25 years. Yeah, that's crazy. You expire earlier. The recently conquered one expires way early, but even this one is pretty tough, new administration. So as you can see, we need some time here to get into the administrative focus, right? We can still pillage, and that is what we shall do. We can also still conquer, and that is also what we shall do, because the word of the Mahdi, or rather the son of the Mahdi, is of course the most important thing in the world. And as such, I think we're going to progress here. What I want to do is I want to hand out duchies as soon as we can actually create them. So as soon as we have the money. And other than that, we're just gonna exist. Serve him. Oh, did I not? See, this is the thing. I handed all of these over manually. It was a fucking pain, let me tell you. Do you desire another one? If so. Yeah, alright, okay. Wait, Duklisha? Yeah, there you go. I can hand that over. Don't worry about it, mate. Don't you worry about it. We're down to 6 out of 4. Oh, because we're ICTA now. We can also take more wives now. Could marry a Said, but she's already too old. Maybe Norma Sunni, sure. Let's see why not. Then maybe... There's a lot of different faiths going on here, you know? Maybe one of the old faith. Texture. See, I forgot. Most of them I actually transferred, but not all of them. And this is the result. Sometimes they will ask me, and my domain is still too big. I don't like it. We're holding 2 duchies right now. We're holding the Duchy of Thessalonica and the Duchy of Strimonos under our direct hands. Who are you? My first wife. Now, you gotta learn on your own. You're 14, mate. Okay, let's take a look at all this. We can have a royal coronation. I think that's a good idea. I already rule the Kaganlik Selanik. What's my title now? Now it's again Yapku. That's okay. But receiving an official Mardite coronation will legitimize my standings to my vassal. Now it is not my standing to my vassals. Now is the time to begin planning what is sure to be a lavish ceremony, attended by all. So I did hold this, you know, this poll, and it's quite interesting. But I want you to know that at the end of the day, I got to shape the story, right? That's kind of the thing I do on YouTube. Otherwise, you might as well play it yourself. And I think Madite fits as well. Let me know what you think about it. I don't think the Satanist church fits if you really think about it. Black Crusades, 20 wives, that's just insane. Let's just be Madites, because then we have this nice little rivalry going on with literally everybody. Orthodox, Catholic, Ismaili, Sunni in the West. Oh, Sardinia is independent. That's cute. I like Sardinia. So, here we are. And now this is a different phase of the playthrough. I mean, you know, everything is kind of changing here, if you will. 6 out of 4. Why are you so bad? Why are you good at administration? You know what? I think you're going to focus... Oh, you can't focus. In 2 years... Oh, a peasant revolt. That's bad. I don't like that. Alright, we have to beat him up, boys, I guess. Let's go give him the business. It's a lot of commanders we have, you know. Sadly, the outbreak of a war in Selanik means that the coronation festivities will have to be cancelled. Oh no, my 1.2 bucks are returned to me yet again. I've invited people in my court to take part in a war game in which we practice defending our land from invading enemies. Yeah, that's a good practice, I would argue. Oh, what's Bulin's host? What are you doing here? Look at that dude. It's going around. Ah. This will be fun. As we assign tasks for the war game, we decide that Korkut will defend with me, while Tunga will be leading the invading forces. So he's our enemy here. Let's take a look if we can take him out. The enemy quickly tries to advance up the hills in the area to get a strategical advantage. I think we're just gonna send a light skirmish force here. I would like to focus on the flanks. Tunga decides to charge forward with his troops towards our skirmishing troops, forfeiting the opportunity to get a positioning on the hills. Korkut suggested we should interfere and engage with the enemy. I think I would rather flank them now that they're down below the hill, right? You want to like go a bit against them. Maybe we want to just take the hill actually. Nah, I think we want to flank them. Oh, my wife is also pregnant. While our troops being split up and exhausted, we cannot fight the united force of Tunga. God damn it. We failed to inflict any lasting damage on our opponent and are quickly overwhelmed. It is clear that we are defeated. Alright, oh, look at this. They got immediately routed. Peasant revolt. Wonder why he revolted against us like this. That's just not okay, my friend. How dare you? I shall get a royal coronation, whether you like it or not. I swear to God. Ah, look at you. See, he hasn't been converted. That's interesting. I need him to convert. I mean, that's just like a basic level of importance here. I think we can give him one more title, and that should do it. There you go. Beautiful. He's a Madite. He's also insane. So he surely has the spirit of our father, or should I say of the Mahdi? Ah, get it? That's the entire thing. How did all of these die? Depression? Suspicious circumstances? Trace? Ah, I ate him, I guess. Maybe I ate him? I'm not sure. Probably. When do we ever not eat him, right? My father-in-law has died. The Mahdite coronation. I, Tutush, of the Chelbia dynasty, and with the blessing of the greatest, do hereby declare and do rightfully assume the crown of the Kaganlik Selanik. I declare bankruptcy. With those words does he become Yapgu of Selanik in truth, which each of his vassals lining up to bow before him and swear everlasting fealty. It is an impressive ceremony, full of pomp and circumstance, and one that will write Yapgu Tutush into history. The streets of Selanik are lined with Oghuz crowds cheering, with everyone straining to get a look of the important personages that pass by on the way to the forthcoming feast. I can't read today, that's crazy. Are we gonna turn out proud? Yes. Beautiful. With the coronation ceremony finished, the newly anointed Yapgu Tutush retired to his castle for the celebration feast. Let's eat. It was bound to happen. Bulan drank too much. Oh, but he visited us. That's so kind of him. I just hope he doesn't, like, fight us. Hope he fights the Byzantines. I'm definitely a supporter of that. Did I support him in any way? No. Ah, now I hate him. God damn, are we rivals? We are. Jesus. As the coronation feast continues, you find yourself frequently in the company of Elek Belek, drinking wine. Ah, our only duke. Interesting. Did we become friends yet? Main too big, rather friends. Yes, we did. Ooh, we could already move against the trade post here. It's against Venice. Yes, kick him out, boys. All throughout the coronation feast, Tomislav has done nothing more than make caustic remarks about you when he thinks you're not listening. You're not even certain when why he came to the coronation at all, if that is how he feels. I will confront him. Ah, I didn't get wrath. Too bad. I will not have the crowds dispersed. I will take your money and your trade post. For most of the coronation feast, Dilek Bayat acted normally, or as normally as one can expect to be, perhaps. Then a servant placed the wrong flagon before her, and that set him off. What? Before her, right. Ranting and raving until finally the whole watched in silence as she was escorted away. Yikes. And the coronation is over. God bless everyone. Allah bless everyone, I suppose. Could go on a Hajj here. So this essentially cements us in our legitimacy as the ruler of Selanik. I guess that's what you call it. You're also getting some parts of Epirus here to become our de jure part. I would like to stretch out this kingdom as far as we can. Until I can figure out how to become the actual Caliph. I don't even know if that is... How do I do that? Ah, look at this. So, one of these must be true. Okay. One of these must be true. Ah, so we would need the trait Sayyid. Tell me in the comments, do you think I should cheat us the trait Sayyid? I don't think we necessarily have to do it. Otherwise, we can just go and control Mecca and Medina, or Jerusalem, Damascus, and Baghdad. And I mean, going for, you know, these places is kind of alright. I think that makes a lot of sense. Okay, no, honestly, I don't think I want to cheat it. I think we can just conquer here, because we are still ogres, meaning that we do get an invasion CB. Is that not the case? I think it is, actually. Let me check. Oh, I obviously can't declare war on you. What about Croatia? Yeah, look at this. We can still do invasions, so I don't think we want to do this. We can blob to our heart's content here. We are the reverse Ottomans. And now, mind you, we are not Orthodox or anything, but we are the reverse Ottomans in the sense that we come from the west and go east. And we will try to establish the caliphate in the name of our father. I think that's going to be our goal, primarily. Obviously, we are still gonna, you know, want to look into Europe and Rome, maybe even, but you gotta have some priorities, right? Don't you? Oh, we got beaten up. Sure as hell got beaten up. Oh, we hold the Kingdom of Kiev. Oh, this is bad. I don't want that. I will give that away off camera. I did not intend to have that. What is Syria? The fuck is this? Is it just nothing? Oh, what? Why do I hold? I will. No, I will just... You know what? I can just destroy this. Sure, let's do some prestige here. That's okay. Those... I do not want those. Kiev? Nope. I thought some of my vassals had Kiev, but apparently not. No, that's okay. I'll take the prestige hit. Don't worry about it. Anything else? Rumeli. Okay, let's just hand it out to Edirne. Edirne is the most important part in Rumeli. Everybody knows that. And I still won't give out any positions. We have a Grand Council if you think about it. Let's proselytize in our realm a bit. What's the chance here? 0.53. Yikes. Alright, fair enough. But yeah, that's the logic. Instead of claiming to be, or not claiming to be, but instead of, you know, trying to get rid of the Basileia Romaeon in particular, I just want the Madite Caliphate. That is what I care for. Were you? You're gonna betroth my niece with your son. You are Bayat, so you're up here. You were one of my vassals at some point. I'm gonna decline that. I would like to have them marry in other ways, but you know what we really need? We need a smith. We need a smith, because I need crown jewels. And I will go into debt for this. Hear me. I will go into debt for this. What do you mean distribute all holdings? Do I hold anything I shouldn't be holding? Why do I have this? Oh, I must have inherited it. I didn't even notice. Don't even worry about it. Stop. Look, stop killing people in my realm, would you? We're gonna hand this over, and I think I can actually use the mod for this in this case. Vidin is gone, the rest was kept. Oh, and the Byzantines are coming. Alright, I'm out. That's a lot of troops they all of a sudden have. My wife Marla explains that she's captivated by the grace and strength of hunting birds and begs me for a bird. Surely even the spouse of the Yapgu must be allowed to enjoy the noble pastime of falconry, she says. I'll buy a buzzard. We don't have a relationship that is all that bad. You know, like this is like minus everything until minus 20. I feel is still like pretty indifferent. So this is fine. She gave me a daughter as well. Nah, that's okay. Where did the Byzantines get all these troops anyway? Jesus Christ. They're all hired. It's just the Varangians, isn't it? It always is the Varangians. Who knows? I like this ominous music today. During the last few days, right, we found somebody. Make me... You know what? I'm going into debt for this. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going deep. No. Listen. You gotta go deep sometimes. And I have deep pockets at the end of the day. How many troops? 6k? He has 6k troops? They all have so many troops. Oh. Yakvan Nergis can become strong, my first wife. I don't know about that, man. That's a bit weird, don't you think? Sure. That makes you happy? Oh, my underfunded shadows have... Aw. We're making so much money now, Jesus. I was overcome, Dagger of Glory and ruby bracelets. Let's take a look at it. Thank you so much, my friend. We got a ruby bracelet, quality 3. So we got a pretty good quality here. And then we have a Dagger of Glory. This dagger with its gilded blade and heavily adorned hilt radiates power. Gleaming rubies, garnets, and diamonds are placed in swirling patterns along the hilt. We do still have our major weapon here. This weapon is going to be kept forever. Who had this first? We got it from CK2. I don't even know who that is. And then Bulin got it. We didn't kill him, we just inherited it. That is interesting. I don't know who that is. No idea. Cool. Thank you. Very kind. So what we're essentially doing here, we're building up legitimacy by getting the crown jewels, by holding the, you know, the land together, by letting it grow. And even if that means going into debt, if it means that we are strong and powerful long term, then I will do it. Believe you me. You want to marry? Sure, you might be a Sunni, but I will. You're just slightly wrong. All of the others are more wrong than you are, so that's fine. I've learned that Eleg Belek spoke his... thank you so much. Let's take a look at the factions anyway. You have a pretty big tradition faction, a pretty big court faction here. The prosperity faction, Jesus, they're also quite numerable. I would like kind of to go higher crown authority. Yeah, I kind of would like to go higher crown authority. Not gonna lie to you. They're all undecided, that's a bit of a shame. The council currently decides everything here. We need some crown authority, but as is tradition, let's be real, for our people, you know, the council always decided everything. Oh, and I have to shut the gates real quick here. Okay, we get some money back for no reason. That was a bug event, it's still in there. She is a really good person, not that that means anything, as she is a woman. Oh! Let's take a look at what we can do here. Start a law to vote for your liege. Force acceptance of arranged marriage. Educate child. Call to arms. Ask to embargo. Oh, that's interesting. Is any of those... Oh, actually. Why are you hunting apostates in Ideal? Oh, you must... Right, you are actually... You must have been our former shaman. Interesting. You want her betrothed to that dude, sure. Whatever you say, fam. Whatever you say. I'm just here to plunder. That's a lot of plundering we're doing here. Oh, well, it's just very slow. There you go. Well, we're coming out of debt quite quickly here. And I think, honestly, this playthrough, I'm hyped. It feels like this is a new playthrough. We're Jelinek, we're fairly powerful. But we're nowhere near, for example, what the Byzantines are at this time. We're just lucky that they're not attacking us. We're nowhere near what the Fatimids are. The Fatimids are insane. Absolutely insane. I'm looking forward to this. This playthrough is gonna go places, I feel. We inherited some sort of mosque down here. Sure, I'll hand it over. I don't want that. Once we're back in the positives, we might even, like, think about a war, but for the time... Oh my god, how do our vassals do that? Jesus, How did they do that? They're already giving us... I guess it's... Oh, look. Once this dude dies, it's gonna be terrible. Because all of them won't love us anymore. And with them not loving us anymore, they're not gonna give us the maximum troops. I might want to push here for Crown Authority higher. You know what? Let's do this. I've never done a blind vote. I don't know what they're actually going to go with. I have no idea. Let's just do it. I've never done it. Always shied away from it for good reason, I feel. They're not voting, huh? Are they just not voting? Is that what they're doing here? It looks like it. Oh, and he was just crowned. Well, well, well. For now, you hold Constantinople, but don't be too happy for too long, my friend. Because I will take it. Court position. They might even call a crusade against us, by the way. Don't underestimate that risk. He's a crazed man, but really, don't underestimate that risk. That risk is very real. They may call a crusade against us. I think they're just not voting. I think they're just abstain. Oh, no, they just didn't show it there, I guess. Alright. One voted yes. Everybody else voted no. Oh, no, that yes is me. Alright, they're gonna reject that. 100%. No chance that is coming through. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, somebody's trying to kill me, huh? How dare you? Take revenge. What did I do to her, I wonder? Think about it. We're rivals, right? But what did I do to her? Oh, did I? Oh no, did I? Damn. I guess that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? We killed her son and her brother. And still have a husband in prison. You know what? For the murder attempt. That's what you get. If you try to kill me, I'm taking care of you. Oh, Gisela. Oh, that's you still. Right. Don't worry about it. He's never gonna win in this game. And we're already, Jesus, we're already at so much money. We're making so much dosh. That's crazy. With 10k troops. Maybe I overestimated our enemy sizes, but even then I think we're still in a position that is questionable. Maybe strong enough, maybe it isn't. You know? Sure, let him marry. And in the meantime, let's create some more duchies here. This is a very powerful duchy, I will say. Are any of you my... Okay, I don't think I have any of them on the council, so I can just hand this out and feel good about it. Yeah, perfect. He does want, of course, a position in the council, but I think that's fine. After spending lots of time with few people, you have been positively surprised by Mosul. Alright. So the goal of this series, I suppose, is to become the Caliph. And that should be fine. Alright, we are earning so much damn money here, Jesus. I'm gonna found this duchy next, I think. Dioclea. Ah, there you go. Iskodra is apparently what we call that. Are any of you on my council? Doesn't look like it. Alright. There we go. Alright, beautiful. We're building it up slowly but surely here. And the more duchies we get, the more they will actually integrate into our realm. Let's create this one. None of you are on my council. So Yanya's it is. There we go. Why is that an elephant? We're not even elephant. Come on, dude. Never rode an elephant in my life. I've learned that Beg Ilghazi attempted to speak on my behalf of the faction of Podrinya, and he failed. He's awful. He might be a bit insane too. I will see you in the next episode, and let me tell you, I got plans. See you later, alligator.